Okay, it's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Murphy's, and it's their Irish red beer, coming in at 5% ABV. Here's the bottle cap. Let's get this beer open into a glass and see what we get. But while I'm doing that, I'd like to thank our sponsors, beersofeurope.co.uk, the UK's largest online beer store. You can get a selection of beer from all over Europe on their website, whether you fancy German beer, Belgian beer, Swedish beer, American beer, which they've got an abundance of, British beer. Go on there, have a look, have a search, see what you fancy. It's well worth ordering from. www.beersofeurope.co.uk. Okay, beer in the glass is a one finger Whitehead with nice carbonation. It's fizzing nicely up the glass. It's not a bottle conditioned beer. Didn't expect it to be a bottle conditioned beer. And with them saying it's a red ale, it has a tinge of a redness to it, but I'd say that's more of an amber coloured beer. Nice and crisp and clean looking. Let's get our noses, or my nose, into the beer. And this smells like a traditional British ale. It's nice and sweet and malty with a nice... It's got an earthy spiciness to it, which suggests English hops. Maybe Styrian Goldings. I'm going to dive into this one. Cheers, everybody. And it's a mixture, really. The first thing I got really was a maltiness to the beer, a sweet maltiness, but it had an underlying kind of tinniness to it, like a metallic taste. That carbonation kind of ramps up. It really kind of hits the back of your palate. And behind all of that, there is a bitterness. And it's definitely a British spicy, earthy hop that they've used in the beer. And it's not bad. It's kind of balanced. It's got that maltiness to it. It's a sweet malt with that tinniness, and then it moves over to being a hoppy, bitter ale, if you like. At 5% ABV, you really could drink a couple of these if you ordered it online. It's not bad. It's not a bad beer. Very traditional bitter, and to be honest, as long as a best bitter is brewed correctly and brewed well, it can still stand up to some of the best styles in the world. And yeah, there's almost a hint of vanilla or something going on in the background. Cherry. It's a bit slightly vinous as well. Yeah, I've come to the conclusion it's not a bad beer. I've been taking mouthful after mouthful because I wanted to be sure. I don't know the history of Murphy's. I don't know if it's still under a family brewer, if you like. I'm not sure if it's owned by one of the big breweries out there. but it's been traded by Murphy Brewery in Amsterdam, and it's got beer on the back and www.murphys.netherlands.nl. So it's been brewed at the Blijft Eigendom Brouwerij in Statescale, and it describes it as Murphy's Irish Red offers you the pure refreshment with the red coloured thirst quenching beer. Ingredients: water, malted barley and hops. It seems like it's been sourced out. Might even be a difficult beer to get in the UK. You can get it from Beers of Europe by all means. I'd say it's worth checking out. I'd say it's interesting. It's not gonna be a 9 out of 10. It's not gonna be up there with some of the best beers in the world, but it's certainly an interesting brew and it's worth checking out. So my final thoughts and a rating on Murphy's Irish Red. I think it's worth a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It's hoppy, it's earthy, it's spicy. There's a little bit of lemon going on. There's a little bit of kind of like a cherry raspberry kind of flavour in there. It's nice and malty, but a sweet malt in there. It's okay. It's a decent best bitter. So 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews and cheers.